All right, hello everybody. Sorry for the delay. How's everyone doing? We see some people in here. Thanks so much for coming. Welcome to SQL Saturdays. We're all about the data. Hello everybody. Sorry for the delay. How's everyone doing? We see some people in here. Thanks so much for coming. Welcome to SQL Saturdays. Everybody just drop in the chat where you're coming from. If it's your first time, what city you're coming from, what country you're coming from. We'd love to know where our followers are coming from. Now, Idris, do you mind sharing your screen so we can get started?
Yeah, of course. I would share my screen now.
Cool. Okay, Fuchsia from Los Angeles, welcome. I hope I said your name right, Fuchsia. Key from Mississippi, welcome. Thanks so much for coming. We're gonna have some fun here. We got Idris and Nandu today. We're gonna get into some cool stuff.
All right.
We can just start with introductions real quick, and then we'll get started with Idris. So, hi everybody. My name is Ugochi. You can go to the next slide. My name is Ugochi. I work in public health, and I'm also in the All About the Data Discord community. I act as a community advisor, and normally I'm usually in the healthcare analytics section. If you've ever seen me drop any resources or just talk about people's experiences with them, and that's my social medias as well, so you can follow me. And then next we have Idris. So Idris, you can introduce yourself real quick to everybody. His first time teaching today, y'all.
Yeah, on SQL Saturdays. Hello, everyone. My name is Idris, and yeah, I'm currently having my master's degree in bioengineering. I'm interested in data analytics, data science, business intelligence, data operations, and data, basically. And of course, energy as well. I'm a sustainability advocate, so yeah, I'm proficient in Excel, Power BI for visualization majorly. I also work with Tableau as well, SQL, Python, and yeah, this is the area I operate basically. So yeah, it's great to be here, and I look forward to a fantastic session with you all.
Awesome. And Nandu?
Hi everyone. So I'm Nondu, and I'm a final year student in statistics and data science. Yeah, I have experience in SQL, R, and SAS. So,
And then we have one of our moderators, Lex.
Hey guys, Lex here. I am in health information. I'm trying to go into health informatics and data analytics. And I'm one of the moderators today, and also you'll find me on the Discord. So I'm happy to be here and assisting you guys.
Awesome, cool. Thanks everybody. So now we'll just move forward and get started with actually prepping the workspace for today. So we can go to the next slide. Now, if you're not familiar with SQL Saturdays, so far we've been using SQLite. So if you go to that website right there, SQLite.com, I don't think we have anything, I'm not sure if it's pinned in the YouTube chat, but if you go to SQLite.com or SQLiteOnline.com, you can go there and then choose Postgre SQL as your database and click to connect. And then let's see, we might have to paste the database into the YouTube chat.
Okay. So I would, right?
Well, yeah, one sec. I want to make sure that people get the database up, and then we can start with the lesson. Because normally that does take some time. Okay, awesome. Thanks so much, Lex, for placing that. So everyone, if you can see what Lex just put in the YouTube chat, we have SQLiteOnline.com. and then the link towards the Northwind database SQL file that we'll be using to analyze today with Nandu and Idris. So once you're there and you click on that, it'll take you to a GitHub repository. To the top right, you'll see raw. The easiest way to do it, at least, you'll see raw, and then you can just click on that and copy the entire thing, and then paste it into the SQLite. So now, Idris, I think you can get started. Maybe start by going to the SQLite website just to
Uh,
show them what it looks like.
okay, sure. Thank you so much, Gucci. And yeah, I'll get started now. So just in case anyone is joining us and they probably have not set up their database, so we'll be doing that quickly. As you can see, we have to go to this website, sqlite.com. I think it has been pasted on the chat. So I'm going to click on it first. Just I can copy and paste. I'm just going to drop it here. Okay, so we should be somewhere here. So these are the options. Then you have the second one, which is where you have the database, not wind. So I'm going to copy it as well and paste here. So there you go. So there are different ways you can go about getting this. You can copy and paste it, like you can copy it and by clicking on displace copy, and you come over to your SQLite, you select Postgre SQL, right? So I have it here. So I'm just gonna refresh that, pick it up. Mm, okay. So you have it here, you can just copy and paste it. So as soon as you copy and paste it, you can reduce the size of this downward and you copy and paste, you have it here, then you click on run. Okay, so that should work. Alternatively, you can, once you come here, you can click on this north, it takes you back to the main folder where you have all of this. So you can go to code and click on download, right? So as soon as it's download, it's going to come up as a zip file. Okay, so let me demonstrate that so we're going to see and learn together. So you can see it's downloaded. Then I go over to my um, folders, right? And this is it. So I'm just going to right click and extract. You can use 7-zip to extract it. So I'm going to extract over here. Mm, yes, to all. Something is going on in the background. So as soon as the extraction is done, you have the folder here. Now you can go back to your um, Postgre, and this time you can click on import. Okay, so you click on import, you click on open, then you can go and select it from the folder and just double click on it and click on run. Okay, and you will have it just the way I have it here. So you have all your tables, they'll be there, then you're gonna run it for sure. So that's basically how we are going to start. And just as we can see here, um, you run it and we are ready to go. So today we'll be looking at, I don't know if there is anyone who is just doing that. Maybe I should wait for some minutes. If there's anyone that is working on this, please let me know so I can just wait about 2-3 minutes for you to finish that. If there's anybody, just put it, just signify on the chat. Is there anyone? You're just going through this and you would like me to wait for about a minute or two so you can finish uh, the connection to the database.
Yeah, sometimes the broadcast it's a little bit lagged behind, so we have to wait just a few seconds for them to
Oh,
get reset. Yeah, that's it's cool though.
oh, okay. So
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
just
let you
waiting.
know. Yeah, we'll let you know if anyone has any questions or anything like that.
Okay, perfect, no problem. So we'll just go ahead then to the what we have today. So today we'll be covering wildcards and case. I will be doing wildcards and what should the screen look like after we each run. So as soon as you each run, you should have these tables here, right? You should have all of this. So the code will be responsible for populating all of these tables that you have here. So usually if you don't have before doing it, you should have something blank like this. Like there should be nothing there, right? So, but as soon as you do, you can see you have all of these tables, categories, customers, and all of that. Okay, I hope that answers your question. All right. So going back to what we have today, we'll be looking at wildcards, myself and Nondu, and she'll be taking cases. So we're going to start with wildcards. All right. So I want to assume that uh, like we have every level of expertise here, beginners, intermediates, even experts. So we're just going to be starting as basic as possible. So white cards, as you can see here, they are like character. They are used
Idris,
to, yeah,
can you actually present? Can you do the blue tab if that's easier, or just zoom in? I can't really see your screen.
like this.
Yes, thank you.
All right, thanks. Um, but I would need to be going back and forth
Yeah,
because
you can press the
oh,
escape button.
okay, no problem. Thank you. All right, so wildcards. I assume you are done connecting to your database. So wildcards, they are used to substitute one or more characters in a string. As you can see here, they are used with like operators. All these are just definitions, right? So I believe in hands-on practice and demonstration. So I believe when we do the demonstration, you're going to see exactly what we are talking about. In SQL generally, the two main wildcards that we have are percentage, as you can see. This is the symbol, of course, percentage, and we have underscore. So percentage is used to represent zero or more characters, and underscore is used for a single character. So these ones in red, they're actually used for some flavors of SQL. For instance, MS SQL, they use this to represent single character within a bracket. I'm going to explain everything, so I'm just giving a walkthrough. But for what we'll be using today, which is Postgre SQL, there's a different way you can go about this, and that's why I put it in red. Okay, so I'm going to show you both ways, right? How to do it in MS SQL and how to do it in Postgre. So no worries. All of these things I'm going to show you. So how you can do it in Postgre, which we are using, and how you can do it in other flavors of SQL. Okay, so let's go over to my bad. Sorry. So we're gonna over to uh my my Postgre. So I believe you have this screen. So the first thing, just let's check if everything is fine. So I'm just going to select all from. We have so many tables here, so I'm just going to work with let's start with employees table. Okay, so from employees, so I'm gonna run this. um what's going on? Mm, okay, we have it here. So because I dragged it down, so select all from employees. So you can see this is what the employees table contain. You have we have first name, we have employee ID, we have last name, first name, title, all of these things. So we have been working with this in the past. So now what do we want to do? Now let's assume, let me start basic. So let's assume I need something like I need where uh first name is Andrew, right? I need where first name is Andrew. You know how I can do that, right? So zoom in. Oh, okay, I think can you see, I think it's better now, right? You guys can see my screen now, I suppose. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now I need where first name is Nancy. I believe now everyone knows how to do that. So I'm just going to add the where clause. So where first name is equals to Nancy. So I'm going to run this, and Nancy, let me see, Nancy. What's going on? How come Nancy does not exist? This is strange. Ah, okay. I think I know. Maybe says Nancy does not exist. I'm actually not a fan of writing down the codes before I come, because I want you to see my mistake for beginners, just for you to know that even the experts, they make mistakes. So that's, I'm not going to have any code written. We're going to be making the mistakes together, and we're going to be correcting them together. Okay, so you can see the mistake I made was I was using double quote instead of single quote. So my bad, sorry. So now you have this. So this is pretty straightforward, right? So you can always get something when you need it using the where. So where, how do we now use the wildcards? Where does the wildcard come into play? So it's simple. The wildcards, they are used for special filtering, right? So 'cause what we just did basically is we filtered out Nancy as first name. We filtered it and we had this result. So what filtering am I talking about? So now consider when we need something like this. Let me run this all over again. I'm going to run this again. So you can see what we have as, this is somehow, this is weird. Sorry. So you can see we have, let's just work with the first name, okay? So you can see we have Nancy, Andrew, Janet, Margaret, Stephen, and what have you. So now let's assume that we want to get any name, right? We want to get any name starting with AN, okay? So that means it's not going to be Nancy. It's going to be like a name starting with AN. Of course, if I'm to write it the way I wrote this, and I say something like where first name is equals to AN, something like this. Of course, I'm not going to get any result, because what is basically looking for is AN as a value. Okay, so that will work, and that's where wildcards come in handy. So how do we go about it? So if I run this code again, let me just copy this and have it somewhere. Yeah,
Hey, do you mind zooming in a little bit more, please?
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. It's a little small though.
Oh, oh yeah. Okay, let me
Yeah,
make it bigger. Can you
it's
see it now?
perfect. That's perfect. Thanks.
hmm Okay, so if I run this now, you can see that the result we are expecting will be that we want to see Andrew, because Andrew starts with AN, right? We are not expecting Nancy because it's not AN, it is NA. We are not expecting Janet, we are not expecting Margaret, we're not expecting any of this, but we would also expect Anne, right? Because they both start with AN. So how do we go about this with wildcards? So I'm going to be showing you how you're going to do that. So we're going to write a new one. It's going to be select, you can select first name from um, employees, right? Where, okay? So first name, if you check this one, we said where first name is equals to. But when you want to use wildcard, you use the statement like. Okay, it will not be equals to. It's going to be like. So you're gonna have where first name like. That means, what it means is you are not being exact, because when you say equal to, you are being exact, like this is what I want. Okay, so but like, it means, well, I want it to look like this, so maybe not exactly, but something around this. Okay, so where first name like. So how do you use um the wildcards? Don't forget, wildcards, they are used with strings, either text or varchar, basically. Okay, so we'll be using string for sure, which is this, right? Now, this is how this works. For the first one I showed you earlier, this percent. Percent means it represents 0 or more characters. Now, let me show you what that means. Now, because we are expecting AN to start the first name, right? We want AN to start. That means anything can come after AN, but we want AN to start. So what we're going to do is we're going to write AN. Okay, so it could be AN, it could be ANA, Anna, it could be ANNE, and it could be whatever, but it should be AN. So we're going to put percentage, okay, which is what we have here. It says percentage represent 0 or more characters. So with this percentage, you are telling Postgre that, or you're telling SQL that I want any character or any first name that starts with an and it contains whatever. Okay, so whatever after an, I don't care, but it must start with an. Okay, so by the time we run this now, you can see that we have what? We have Andrew and Anne, which exactly what we are looking for. Do you get it now? So I'll come again. You use the like when you are working with wildcards. Okay, take note. That's the first thing I want you to take note. Is the like statement, and you put it in a string because you are dealing with a string for sure. So it has to be in quote. Okay, then depending on what you want. So this percent means um, 0 or more characters. Okay, and you can see the result. So now let's go back to this one. Let me run our database so we can see. Sorry, I'm having to zoom in, zoom out. I know it's probably looking somehow, but my apologies for
That's
that.
fine.
Okay, so now let's look at another example that we can try to come up with. So
Actually, just sorry, before you continue, there was a question in the chat. Somebody had asked, can we use regex in SQL? So I'm guessing that means like regular expressions.
what do you say?
Someone had asked in the chat, can we use regex in SQL?
Yeah,
That's how you
y-
pronounce it.
yes, we can use regex in SQL. I actually removed it. I maybe I would cover it just something simple, yeah, right? We can cover it, but I don't want to go to it's a bit more advanced part of this. So
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah, so I wouldn't cover it in this. I would just maybe just show an example, but yes, we can use it in SQL for sure. I
Thank
would
you.
demonstrate one example so you can see at the end of the class. All right, thank you for the question. So now let's look at this second one. So how does this work? This works similar with this, just that this represents just one character. Okay, there's underscore. It represents just one character. So I know you might not grab it that way, but let me just show you an example. So now if you look at let's look at an example. Let me see what we can look at. Okay, well, we don't have so many names here, so I'll just pick one. So let's assume I want something like um Steve. Okay, this is cool. So Steve. So I want any name that has Steve, and after Steve there is only one character. Okay, so after Steve there is only one character. Let me bring up my notepad. I know we don't have these examples here, but I just want to show you what I mean. So if we have something like Steven, we would get a result because Steve and one character. If we have something like Steven, we won't get it because after Steve we have two characters. Okay, so that is the difference between percent and the underscore. Okay, so the underscore represents just one character. Okay, just one character. So let me run this with the Steven what we have here. So I'm just gonna copy and paste this instead of typing all over again. So it will be where first name like, so we can type something like this, Steve. Okay, then you put an underscore, meaning Steve, anything. I just want one character after Steve. Okay, so when you run this, I need to highlight it. So when I run this, you'll see that I have Steven. Of course, you would get Steven because there are not so many differences there. So this is exactly how that this works. This underscore. Okay, so let's look at another example together. So I'm just going to run this. Okay, so now if you look at this, I want to bring up my example. So you can see we have a pattern here. We have Nancy, we have an right in the middle. Can you see it? An. You can see we have Janet, right? What else do we have as an? Mm, we have an here. Okay, so now we have an here. We have an here. We have an here as well, and we have an here. So you can see the position of an is in different places. So depending on what you want, the result you want, that's how you're going to use those wildcards. So let us see what I'm talking about. So now let's assume I want any character, any first name that contains an, okay, that contains an, irrespective of the position, okay, irrespective of the position, it contains an. That is just what I'm looking for. So how am I going to write that? So let's go. So it's going to be the same thing. Just copy and paste it. It's not being lazy, just being efficient, you know. So you're gonna take off this Steve. So let me comment it so in case you're watching it later, you can see. So we want an in any position. Let me put it that way so you can easily understand. Okay, so this is an in any position. Okay, so how are we going to do that? Of course, there are different ways you can do this. But what comes to mind now is since we want an in any position, the best way to go about this is do I don't know if you can ask on the group. Okay, maybe we should ask on the group and see people's response. Guys, I want you to tell me.
I feel like somebody already put an answer, but we'll give people some time.
People
Yeah,
posted the answer. That's amazing.
it looks like one person put something, but let's give other people a chance to guess.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we got an answer. So let's see maybe two more answers. How we can do. You saw the example, right? We need an. Just any first name that contains an. That's what we need.
Mhm.
So guys, come on. We got one answer. We need two more.
Let's see, give it a moment. Anybody?
Any other person? Or you guys want like a gift? I think that's like a motivation.
Do we have another answer? I think. Let me see.
We have another answer.
Did we get one?
Okay, well, they're still going to be. Oh, okay, we got another answer.
Right,
Thank
yeah,
you for
got it.
that.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. You guys give me the answer, so let's see if it works. Um, okay. So I have two answers here. No, we have three, but two are the same and one is different. So let me go with Alero's answer first. Alero Michel. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know if it's okay to call your name out like that. But I will just copy and paste your answer. So this is what you submitted. Okay. So this is your answer. So let's run it and see what happens. So if you run this, ah, so let me run there. I want this to be on. So you can see our answer we were expecting. So look at it, guys. We are expecting Nancy, we're expecting Andrew, we're expecting Janet, we are expecting Anne as well, right? But with the code she gave us, we only got two. Can you see? So we only got, oh yeah, beginner, it's fine. Yeah, we're all learning. Okay. So we got two, and that is because of how this is. So let's try the other answer. The other answer from Imno, I'm not Khalif or something, and Tekwani. So I'm just gonna copy paste their answer. So we have this. Okay, this is their answer, not mine. Okay, this is their answer. So if we run this, you can see we still got Nancy and Janet, and we were supposed to get how many? We're supposed to get four, right? We're supposed to get Nancy, we're supposed to get Andrew, we're supposed to get Janet, we're supposed to get Anne. So something is wrong. Okay, both answers are close, but not giving us the result we want. Okay, so what do we do? So let's see, because I myself I don't know. It's not like I wrote it somewhere. So we're gonna look at it together. Okay, so now let me run this again so we can all understand it together. Okay, but good tries, guys. Trust me. So we want Nancy, we want Andrew. You can see that the position is different because this now, for the first case, she said an percent. So meaning you want anything that starts with an. Okay, that's a restriction. So definitely Nancy will not be there because Nancy does not start with an. It starts with n. Okay, for Andrew, for this, of course, it's gonna work. I think everyone got this in their answers. For Janet as well, same thing as Nancy. It's not going to work for the second code, for the first one, because it starts with J, not A. And where's the third one? This Ann, right? So Ann is going to work because it starts with A. Okay. So this is where we had the edge. So we need to cater for this positioning. Okay, so as you can see that there is like something wrong. So this code is actually the closest, the second one, this one. It is actually the closest. But the only reason why you guys did not get it is because it is Postgre. Okay, so it is because it is, if you run this in SQL, you would get 4 of them. I mean, in MS SQL or I'm not sure of MySQL, but in MS SQL, if you run this, you are going to get the 4. Okay, so these are the minorities that comes with the different flavors of SQL. Okay, you just need to know them. Okay, so it's not a problem. We're going to see. So the cause of that is PostgreSQL is not case sensitive. It is case sensitive. Sorry. Okay, it is case sensitive. So it is saying for this Andrew now. Now, when I run this now, you can see that it's not bringing Andrew. And the only reason why it's not bringing Andrew is because Andrew starts with a capital letter. Okay? Andrew starts with a capital letter. Okay? And that's why it's not coming. So how do we sort for that? How do we sort that out? So we need to look for a way of taking Andrew, which starts with a capital letter. This is it. Oh my goodness. Andrew, which starts with a capital letter, same as Anne, which starts with a capital letter. We need to look for a way of taking them to a what? To a small letter. Okay, of course, this is not part of what we want to do today, but I'm going to show you. Okay, so we can do this. Now, there's a function in SQL called lower. Okay, I think it cuts across every SQL. So lower, what lower does, it converts lowercase. It converts anything, any string to lowercase. What do I mean? Let me show you a demonstration. So we are going to move away from there. Just I want to show you what it does. So I'm going to say select lower of first name from employees. So now, if you look at your employees here, when we run these employees, you can see that your first name is starting, all of your first name are all capitalized, right? This is like capital letter N, capital letter A, N, A, and so on and so forth. By the time you run that lower, it's going to convert everything to lowercase. Okay, so let's see. So if I run that code, this one, if I run it, you can see everything is going to be, everything is now lowercase. Can you see? So same thing as upper. So who can tell me what this one would do? I think by now you should know, right? So this one would definitely convert everything to a capital letter. So if I run this, so you can see everything is now capitalized. And I think the third one is proper. So proper will just give us like the first one, the first character will be capitalized. That's the meaning of proper. More like, oh, proper is not what works in Postgre. I wouldn't know, but I'm sure in MS SQL it is proper. So I will just take that off. So that's exactly what we are going to do. So we are going to change this to lower. Okay, so that anytime it is seeing Andrew, it will no longer see Andrew as capital letter. It will always see it as still small letter. Okay, so we are going to change this now. This code that we have before this, we are just going to add lower. Okay, so when we change it to lower, that means, initially this code was not seeing Andrew, and I explained to you why it was not seeing Andrew, because Andrew was capital letter. But doing this now, this lower automatically changes everything to small letter. So it's still going to be seeing it. So if we run this now, you see that we got all the 4 that we are expecting. Okay. You get it, guys? So that's exactly how it's done. So if you have any question, please let me know on the chat. Okay. Is it clear, guys?
Yeah, it seems pretty.
Yeah, I'm looking at the chat. Yes, in MySQL, yeah, it's like I told you this is just like the difference between these flavors of just knowing, understanding this. Okay, so it's not like a problem.
Hey, Idris, sorry, is your Discord open?
What is it?
Is your Discord open? Just because you can still hear the beeps, just so it's not bothering anybody.
Um,
Is it open on your laptop?
huh?
Is it open on your laptop or your computer?
Discord, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Just you can close it real quick, just because it's the beeping is in the feed.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Sorry.
No
Mhm.
problem.
Okay, guys. Is that okay? Okay, someone asked me to try title instead of proper. So let's see. So just what I wanted to show earlier is it. Let's see. This is not part of it anyway. So just. Oh, someone said forgot my parentheses at first, but I have it now. Okay, perfect. So I think everyone got that. So we'll just move on quickly. But let me just see. So everyone, I'm gonna learn to. Okay. So title. Someone said I should try title instead of. Oh, title is still not working. So you guys just find out how you can write proper case, meaning the first one is going to be capital letter. Okay. All right. So that does it, guys. That explains combining. You can see we can have our percentage at the beginning or at the end. Okay. So this is something that you can do. Let me see this. Okay, let me show one more example, and I'm going to hand over to Nandu. So let's assume we want. Let me bring this up. Let's assume we want. Okay, we want one character. Okay, we want one character before an. Okay, so we're still working with this an, so everyone will be more like focused. So we're still working with the an, but we don't just want an. We want one character before an. Okay, so we can have something like uh we can have something like CAN, we can have something like DAN, we can have something like MAN, okay, MANNY, whatever. So but we just want one character before an. Okay, so how do you do that, guys? How do you do that, guys? It's very simple. Come on, you guys tell me the answer. How do we do that? Like one character before an, and any other thing can come after an, but one character before. Who can tell me how to do that, guys? I'm waiting for your answers.
Okay,
Oh, I got two answers. Okay. Again, we're going to be showing everyone's answer. Like I'm going to be copying and paste. So just one more minute, and um, I would close the chance to submit your answer. So let me show you what I want again. What we want to do rather. We want just one character before an and any other character after an. Okay, just one character before an and any other character after an. Okay, so I got two answers. So thank God there are different answers. So I'm just going to be copying paste them again, and let's see what works and what did not work. So of course with this with what we expect, with what we asked, we'll be expecting Nancy, right? But we cannot get Andrew because nothing comes before Andrew, right? So Andrew, we are not getting Andrew. We'll be getting Janet, right? Because J comes before AN. Okay. And for this, we are not getting Ann as well because nothing comes before Ann. So let's try both codes that we got and let's see which one works. Okay. So the first one, let me copy and paste this again. So this is an before, an after only one character. Okay, so like we want an after only one character, can be capital, whatever. So this is the first answer I got. So the first answer I got, I'm just going to copy paste it. Oh, I think I have three answers. Okay, it's three answers, but two are the same. So I'm just going to copy and paste them. So this is this is one of them. So let's run it and see if we'll get the result. So if you run this, you will see that we got nothing. Oh, that's sad. That's sad. Younger, your answer is not correct. And let's see the second one. Let's see. I don't want to assume that it is correct, so I'll just try to copy and paste it. If I copy and paste this, and we run it. So let's see. Ah, so this gave us our answer. Perfect. Well done, guys. Well done. So the previous answer, why is it not correct? I mean, Younger's answer. The answer was like this. So the reason why it's not correct is because what this means is um, it has two parts. And the first part is that you should start with a character before an, but something should come after an. Okay, so doing this means that you don't want anything to come after an. This is more like saying you want any first name that ends with no, three-letter words that end with an. This is basically what you're saying. Okay, so in order to say accommodate, like, okay, any other thing can come after an, you need to use the percentage. Okay. All right. So someone is saying X is commenting, said there is no wildcard. It means it has to end with an. Exactly. So it means this will end with an. You're looking for anything that ends with an, maybe like can or maybe like dan, those examples that I gave. Okay. So, but it's a good try. I mean, I would give you 80%. So you really did well. At this point, I think we need to move. But let me just show you something more. Let me just show you something more, guys. I'm sorry, Nandu.
Yeah, we kind of do have to move forward just so we don't take up everyone's Saturday.
Okay.
But you're doing great though. Everyone seems so lovely in the chat.
Yeah. Okay, Nandu can take over, then we'll probably still mention this again. So it's fine.
Sure.
Yeah, we can move on. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. So I think Nandu can come in now. I'll stop sharing.
Hi everyone. So we're gonna be talking about case statements. Can everyone hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So we're gonna be talking about case statements. As written here on the slides, case statements allow you to specify conditions and also specify what you want to return when that condition is met. I'm gonna show you demonstration after I've read these slides. So once a condition is true, it will stop reading and then return the results. If the conditions are not true, it returns a value in the else clause. And if there's no else part, then the conditions are true, it will return to null. So basically, this is the skeleton for the case statement. So when you start, you basically type in select and then you type in your object item or your, what's this thing? Your column name. And then you say case and then it's when, and then you write your first condition. And then you write then, and then you basically result expression. That's where you're basically going to write your new column for that condition that you wrote here. I don't know if I'm making sense. And then you basically write else, and then here in terms of the else. So if, for example, you were querying, let's say, let's say you were querying about countries. So your first condition was going to be the country column, yeah. Then you're basically going to write your expression. So example, let's say you're querying about a country and you want a certain country to be in a specific group. So let's say USA is going to be in group 1. And then your results expression is going to be group 1. Or you can just write 1, of which I'm going to show you via an example. Yeah, and then you basically say end, and then you say from that specific table that you're using, you're going to take the data from. Just want to ask, is anyone understanding what I said, or hello?
Yeah, we got you. Just go ahead.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna do the 2 examples. I'm just gonna demonstrate them. So the first one is consider the country column in the employees table. Create a new column that groups the countries into different express groups. Okay, just gonna go here. So I'm just gonna say select just for us to go over our data. Okay. So this is basically the employees column, and we're working with countries. So these are the countries. And I think one thing I can basically just advise, like when you go over your data, just look at the what's this thing? The characters. So for here, like DSS, they're all in uppercase. So this is going to basically help when we have to write our query. I think Idris did mention that Postgre SQL is very case sensitive. Okay. So we're just going to start with the question. Let's basically select. So here, I basically said we selected the last name, the first name, and the country name because just wanna go here. The question said consider the country column in the employees table, and then create a column that expresses the countries in different express groups. So with my query, I basically just added the last name and the first name, so we can just see who's in the different countries, and then but the important column is country because we're basically trying to query from it. So basically you're going to say select last name, first name, and then country. Make sure that you do put your comma here before you start your case statement. So after that, that's when we're basically going to be starting our case statement. So case, and then we said it's when, and then our condition is country. Okay. We have 2 countries, of which it's USA and the UK. So the first country is US. It's going to be USA. So equals, you're going to put a string USA. It's going to be in capital letters because also the data here it's in capital letter for country. And then you're going to put then. And then for USA, we're going to make it to be group 1. So I'm just going to put 1. And you need to have your string here also. And then for the second one is the UK. So we're going to do another one. It's when. And then it's country. Okay. And country is the UK. Then, and then for the UK, I'm gonna do it to be group 2. Okay. And then for any other country, I'm just gonna put it under else. It's gonna be 0. The expression has to be, the results basically has to be 0 for any other country if there are any other country besides the US and the UK. And then we're basically gonna end our statement. And the new column name, I'm gonna end it as country groups. And then it's gonna be from employees table. Let's just see if this works out. Yep. So okay. Okay, sorry, just want to say country. Okay, great. So from our results here, I selected the first name, well, the last name, the first name in the country. So you get your last name, your first name, and then the country. And then I said when country is equal to the USA, then it's in group 1. And then when the country is equal to UK, then it's under group 2. But then if there's another country that's not the US or the UK, then it has to basically be 0. And then, as I said, like I created a new column to end as a country groups. So if you can see here, all the USA countries are under group 1, and then UK it's basically group 2. And then if, for example, there was not England, maybe Canada, it was going to be a 0 here under country groups. I hope everyone understood what I'm saying.
Yep, we got it.
Okay.
Yeah, the chat is good
Yeah,
too.
yeah, we got you.
Okay. And then the second one, okay, this one. So create a report that displays first name, last name, title of courtesy. Okay, is a new column in the report that is calculated using the title of courtesy as follows. So here they're basically telling you that you have to basically categorize Mrs. as married, Mr. as married, and Miss as single. So we can just do that example. Okay. So, so for this question, I did specify that we have to display first name, last name, and then the title of courtesy. So that's what you're gonna do. So it's gonna be select last name, and then it's gonna be first name, and title of courtesy. And then we make sure that you do put the comma after you have selected your columns. And then you're going to start with our case statement. Okay. So here, we basically say that we want Mrs. to be categorized as married, Mr. as married, and then Miss as single. So that's basically what you're gonna do. So when the title, this is our column name, is equals to, and then you're gonna put our string, and then Mrs. Okay, I wanna actually want to just do something. I want us to go over the data again. Um, okay. Uh, okay, cool. Yeah, so this is the data under employees table, and then we're working with this column. So if you see that how the data under this column is written, it's capital letter M and then small letter S, and then there's a basically like a dot here. So when we go write our code here, we just need to make sure that we write the correct thing. So you just sorry, any misses. What? And then close our string. And it's gonna be and the second one was when Postgre, let's see. Is equals to Mr. And we wanted it to be categorized as married also. And then the last one was when the title let's see. To miss.
Hey Nandu, someone had asked in the chat what they should put for when the title is doctor. Should we put anything or leave that blank?
I'm sorry, can you please just repeat that?
Someone in the chat had asked what they should put when the title is doctor. Should you put anything or leave it blank or anything?
Sorry, you can go on. It's going to be else. It will be under else. It's just a demonstration. Okay, so we'll have it under else. So let her just complete it. Okay, you will see the answer at the end. All right. Okay. Please go ahead, Nandu.
Okay, and then we say if the person is missed, then it categorize it as single. Okay, and then we're gonna write our else. So I think with terms of doctor, it's because we wrote our conditions. The question asked us to basically work with Mrs., Mr., and Miss. And then the else function, it's basically returns everything that wasn't part of like our condition that we have stated here. And I don't know if I'm making sense.
Oh yeah, thank you for answering the question for that.
Yeah. Else, and then we're gonna basically end our statement as status. So this is a new column that I wanna add. That's gonna show our results from employees table. Just gonna read out. Okay, let me just. Okay. Okay. Yep. Sorry. Let me just see here. Yeah. So as you can see here, Miss the status is single, and then with doctor, the status basically has nothing here because I didn't write anything here. So if, for example, I wanted to, so if, for example, with the conditions that are stated here, the ones that I didn't state, I wanted them to have maybe to be categorized in a different name. Let's just say, okay, let me just say doctor. Let's just see. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are making, sorry, I don't know if you guys can see this, but as I say, like the else function or statement here basically returns everything that I basically didn't write as a condition here. So for the else parts, I just said anything that's not under Mrs. or Mr. and Miss, it has to be categorized as doctor. Yeah, so that's basically that. But this was basically the query I was going for. So yeah, this is basically the output. As you can see, Miss is under the new column that I created, that's status, and it's single. Mrs. is married. Mr. I said it has to be under married and stuff. So yeah, that's that. And then I'm just gonna do a last query where I'm basically gonna mix statement and wildcard. Okay, so for this statement, you just did talk about he spoke about wildcards and the like operator and the wildcards. So I'm just gonna do I think he did one of the questions where he was querying about the first name starting with an A. So I'm gonna just do that one, but I'm gonna mix it with the case statement that you just did right now. So I'm just gonna write a query where we basically just want the first name starting with an A. So I'm just gonna say select the last name, first name. Okay, where so for this one, sorry. I think when he did his query for the wildcards, it started with the where. It was I'm just gonna try to remember it. I think it was where lowercase first name, first name, and then I think it was like.
Hey Nandu, sorry, do you mind zooming in a little bit? Someone said they can't really see your screen. Thanks.
Okay. Okay, so as I was saying, I'm gonna mix the case statement with the wildcards. So Idris I think he did a query where he was basically talking about first name starting with an A. So how he did it, okay, don't mind this. He started with the where, and then I think he said lower, and then it was first name, and then it was like, then it was a string, and then I think this was, I think he said, yeah, there's something along these lines. I just don't remember properly. But for him, he wrote it like this, and I think it was from.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, there's something like this, and it was from the employees table, if I'm not mistaken. And the query came out properly. So with this one, because now we're basically mixing, as I said, we're mixing the wildcards as a case statement. With the case statement, we said we have when. So that's where we're gonna change the where to when. I hope you're all on the same page. And so we want to basically identify people or the first names that start with an A to be under a group name called 3. So we're gonna say when, and then we can either do it like how he did it, where it's lowercase, well, the lower function, first name, like, and then we write this, basically meaning that we basically want name to start with an A. Then we're gonna add this, but then function. And then we said we want, so we said that we want people that have first name that starts with an A to be under group number 3. So that's why you're gonna say then, and then you're just gonna write 3. And then just don't forget your strings here. And then you're just gonna move forward where we say elsewhere. So anyone's name who starts with B up to Z, we gonna just put them under group 0, because as I said elsewhere, it's basically anything that's not part of like the conditions that I wrote here. And then basically gonna end the statement. So you're gonna end it as group from the employees table. Yeah, hope everyone can see. So as you can see, everyone's name starts with an A. They have a 3. The new column is group, so they're under group 3. And then everyone with a name that's not starting with an A, they're under group 0, because I basically stated here like that. Else, they have to be basically specified as 0. So yeah. Or if you didn't want to use the lower this lower function, you could have just did this and then change your A to a capital letter A. Because I think from this, when you started, I think it's best to study your data and see. So here, as you can see, the first names they all start with capital letters. So that's why we basically start gonna have a capital letter here. So I think it's gonna work the same. Let's just see. Yeah, it basically works the same. So yeah, so you can just choose if you just want to follow reading your data and just seeing if it's lowercase or uppercase or whatever the situation may be, or you can just basically write that lower function, and then you can basically just write the small letter A here, and then yeah, so that's basically that.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much, Nandu. That was a great session. Yeah, I believe everyone understood what she. I personally understood what you're doing. So don't stop yet. Don't share. So she was using the case statement. It is used to, I call it imaginary column, right? So you're trying to create an imaginary column out of nowhere because you don't have that column in your table, right? So you're trying to recreate it based on a condition, okay? And the format is usually, the syntax is usually case. You're going to write the case, then you are going to have a when. So when will be the one that will take the condition, okay? Then you're going to use the then to produce what you would like that group to be called. All right. So that was basically what she did. And she kind of combined it with the wildcards, which we learned earlier. So the last example we'll be treating, so thank you. You can stop share. So I'm going to share. Thank you so much, Nandu. That was a great session. So the last example we're going to be showing now will be it will be like a question, but because of time, I might not be able to really wait for answers and all of that. So what we'll be looking at is something like virals. Okay, can you see my screen? Oh, okay, perfect. I think my screen is up now, guys. Right. So what we'll be looking at now is virus. Okay, so going back to this, if I run this query, and we are still going to maintain first name, okay? So just to make it uniform, the whole session. So now let's assume I want first name that starts with a vowel. By vowel, I mean A, E, I, O, U. Of course, right? I think we all know this, but I think we only have one here, which is A. So let me look for another colon that might serve this. Okay, let me use the customers table. Okay, so let me use the customers table instead. I'll be fast. So I'm just going to use customers. So I use this customers table and run it. So you can see in our customers table, we have company name, right? I think this is a perfect example. So you can see we have A, B, and so on and so forth. So we want only companies that start with A, okay? That start with a vowel, which is A, E, I, O, U. That's A, E, I, O, U, okay? Vowel. So we can do that in different ways. So I'm going to show you one way first, and then I'll show you a better way of doing it, okay? So we are still going to go with the same syntax as we had. But this time, I want to select the company name, right? So this time I want to select company name. I don't know, company name. Okay, I want to select company name from customers, right? Okay, so where the same, just the same syntax, okay? So where first name, not is it first name? No, where company name now, not it's not going to be first name, it's going to be company name. So where company name, like, so what we want is A, E, I, O, U, right? So we can say where company name starts with A, um, this, right? Meaning it starts with A, or, then you're gonna go again because we want 5 conditions. We want A, E, I, O, U. So we want where lower is this, and the second one will be E, okay? And or again, I think we already did all statements, so I think everyone should be familiar with this. Or AEI, and so on and so forth. So let me just quickly type that out. AEIO. The last one is AEIOU. So what we want basically is we want where this starts with AEIOU, okay, which is virus. So if I run this code now, you can see that our company name, every company name that we got here starts with either A or E or I or O or U, which are what we know as virus. Okay. So, but this is not an efficient way of doing this. Okay. So that's why I want to show you this. So if you check, going back to what we have here, you can see this. Let me try to you can see this. I put it in red just as I explained at the beginning of this session because it is not applicable in Postgre, okay? But you can use it in MS SQL or MySQL. I will show you how you're going to use it. And what you can do in Postgre, I'll also show you. So what it basically means is you can store strings inside of it. Okay, so it's like a list. That's square brackets. Those of us probably familiar with other programming language, we know this is like a list. Okay, so you're going to store the characters that you want inside of it. So if I would have written this in MS SQL, instead of writing all of this like this, you can see how inefficient this is. I would have probably just done something like this. Let me show you. I would have done something like this. So I would have just done like, I'm going to create the bracket and I'm going to write A, E, I, O, U. Okay, do you see it? So it's not going to work if I run it here, just like I explained, because this syntax does not work with Postgre. But I'm going to show you the one that works with Postgre. But in case you find yourself working on MS SQL, this is a way of going about it. So instead of having to write all of this, like the way we can see how many lines, about 8 lines or 9 lines of code, you can see you can just write it like that. So what this does is going to check if this company name, if it contains A or E or I or O or U. Okay, so in the first character, because as you can see, it comes um before the percentage, and you know what position means in wildcard by now. Okay, so this is how you would do it in um MS SQL. If I run it here, nothing, you can see there's no result. So it was actually yesterday I figured out, because I don't really use Postgre SQL. Okay, so I'm going to show you. I found the one for Postgre, so I'm just going to show you quickly. Okay, so this is how you do it in Postgre. So it's still similar code, but we'll have to introduce something. Um, Instead of like, it's going to be similar to. Okay, similar to. Okay, so that is the syntax. So similar to. So you're looking for customer name from customers where this similar to. It's no longer like. Okay, similar to, and then you are going to use. I will just show you the syntax. Okay, so it's no problem. So you're going to use bracket instead of a square bracket. Okay, and you're going to write all you need, which is A E I O U. Okay, and I put my percentage. Okay, so if I run this, it's not going to work. I know for sure. And why is it not working? Because it's not complete. Okay, there is one more thing left. So in Postgre, instead of leaving it like this, of course, the SQL server in MS SQL already recognizes what you are trying to do here. But for Postgre, you need to separate them. Okay, so how do you separate them? Yeah, it's not a comma, it's not a semicolon. You are going to use this. This is it here. So you can look for this in your your keyboard. Okay, if you are using the ANSI keyboard, you should probably find it somewhere beside your enter button. Just look for it in your keyboard. I can also copy and paste it to chat, so you guys can just copy and paste, but you should find it. Okay, so you will use this to separate those values. Okay, you get it? So this is how you are going to separate um those values. So if I run this now, you will see that I will get the result I was expecting. So you can see we only got stuff starting with A E I O U. Okay, so which is like vowels. Okay, so this is how you do it in Postgre. So for MS SQL, I showed you this is how you do. So if you are running on MS SQL or MySQL, this is how you do it. And one last thing is, if you don't want stuffs that start with A E I O U, in that's saying that you want consonant, for instance. Okay, so are you going to start writing where lower like B, like C, like D? No, it's not going to work. So you can just reverse it. Okay, so now you have where company name similar to AEIOU. So if you don't want vowels, it means you automatically want consonants. So I can just use not here. Okay, not negates whatever you have. The same thing for like. If you are going to do it here, that's the previous examples that we considered. Let me quickly show you this before I show you that. So now this previous example where we saw an in any position, if I add not like, it's going to negate that. Okay, can I show us for us to see? Okay, let me show you so we can see. So if I run this now, you will see that everything we got does not have does not follow the pattern we're expecting. If you remember, we were supposed to get Andrew, we are supposed to get Nancy. You can see you can't find them here. So we have basically negated them. So that's how you negate. I'm sure we did not before this section. If not, that's a plus for us. So the same thing here. So you're just going to do not similar to. And that way, when you run this, you are going to have everything that starts with a consonant. Okay, so no more vowel. So this is like what I wanted to show you, and because of time I won't be able to show you my own example of case and case and wildcards. But I think with the example Nando showed, I think it's okay, and we can always build up on this to get better. So that's all we have for today, and yeah, if you have any question, you can always ask here now or on Discord as well. So thank you so much, guys, and thank you, host.
Thanks, Idris and Nandu. Y'all did a great job. Everyone loved you in the chat, and you are some great teachers. Thanks so much for today. Do you mind going back to the slides really quick? Okay, you can just go to the end of the slides. So we can tell everyone, please, please, please take our survey, everybody. We want to know how we're doing and what more you'd like to see. What are your levels of knowledge in SQL so that we can adjust and cater to all of the different levels of knowledge in SQL that you all bring to the table. Thanks so much again. And you can follow us. Next slide. You can follow all of us, everyone on the team, Idris, Nandu, Lex, and myself on Twitter. And you can find us on LinkedIn as well. Okay, and again, the survey is pinned in the YouTube chat. So please take that survey to let us know how we're doing. The link to the Discord, let me see, I'll put that in there as well. Awesome. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great Saturday.